And here Anish plays g3, the Catalan setup, aiming to fianchetto the dark square bishop, which is a very solid and positional choice. Here Pragg responds with bishop to e7, prepping for castling, and after that, okay, so now Pragg goes for c6. He locks the center, very solid, aiming to hold this d5 pawn. Queen to c2 by Anish, and after that b6, preparing to either bring this bishop to b7 or maybe bishop to a6, depends on the situation. Okay, so now Anish goes for knight to c3, and you can see what's coming next. Okay, so here Pragg puts his bishop to a6, putting some pressure over the c4 pawn. And after that, here Pragg starts the queenside expansion with b5. And you can see he wants to push b4 so that he can target this knight. So to stop this, Anish pushes a3. And after that, queen to b6 by Pragg. He is now targeting the d4 pawn, but queen to b3. And guys, now let's see what will happen if Pragg takes on d4. And guys, if this happens, that will be a mistake because of knight to d5, creating a discover attack on the queen. And after, let's say this queen goes to c5. And guys, now I just want you all to pause the video and just try to think about the next move which white can play in this position. And guys, in this position, here white can play this amazing move, bishop to d4, completely sacrificing the bishop. And the idea is, if queen takes d4, now comes knight takes e7 check, targeting the king and the rook. And after king to h8, knight takes c8, bishop takes c8, and finally queen takes b5. And you can see this position is lost for black. So that's why after the move b3, queen to b3. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so yeah, so after this move, here Anish goes for, here Pragg goes for rook to b8 so that he can create a battery on the queen side. Okay, so now Pragg plays a5, and in the next move you can see he's preparing to play a4 so that he can place this knight permanently on this amazing b3 square. But Anish decides to capture on e6. Pragg recaptures with the f pawn, and guys, now it's better for white to bring this knight back to b1, which opens the diagonal for this this dark square bishop, and this knight can now jump to a better square. And let's say if black plays b4, a takes b4, a takes b4, and now comes queen to c4. And now this position is close to equal, because in the next move white is going to bring this bishop to e5, which attacks the queen, breaking the battery. Which attacks the rook and which breaks the battery. And then white is going to bring this knight to d2, which clearly makes this position equal for both. But in the game after this move here, Anish made a mistake with rook at a goes to c1, and that's a mistake because it allows Pragg to push b4, a takes b4, a takes b4, and after this knight goes back to b1, Pragg finally advances the pawn, attacking the queen. So that's why here Anish goes for queen to a5. And since white is now targeting this knight, so Pragg defends it with rook to f5, which is a good move, because in the next move black can bring this knight to d3, which creates a discover attack on the queen. So that's why after seeing this, here Anish moves his queen to e1, but knight to e4, and it seems like Anish is in a big trouble, because just look at the pressure on the f2 pawn. I mean, even if Anish tries to push f3, that's not going to work because of this amazing move bishop to b4, attacking the queen. And after queen to f1, bishop to c5 check, king to g2, and finally knight to f2. And clearly you can see black pieces have completely entered into the white's territory. Okay, so in the game after knight to e4, so here Anish brings his bishop to d4 so that he can defend the pawn on f2. But the problem with that move is now Pragg pushes e5. He attacks the bishop, forcing it to move. So bishop to e3, Anish brings this bishop back so that he can guard this pawn. But bishop to g5, Pragg wants to trade off the defender so that he can simplify the position and get into an winning endgame. Okay, so queen to a5 by Anish. He wants to bring his rook to c7 so that he can attack the queen. But guys, it's too late, because in this position Pragg shocks the chess world and he sacrificed the knight by knight takes f2. And after Anish recaptures with the bishop, in this position the final move by Pragg is, and guys, this is even more crazy, rook takes f2. He sacrificed the rook And in this position, Anish Giri resigned. This is because after king takes f2, now comes rook to f8 check, and either this king goes to either to g1 or to e1. In both the cases it's losing. Let's say if king to e1, you can see this is mate. And let's say after rook to f8 check, if king to g1, then bishop to e3, and that's a mate. You can see all these three pieces are doing their job very well. What an amazing, insane game by Praggnanandhaa. Can you imagine defeating Anish Giri like this? I mean, it's just crazy. Like this video and I will see you in the next one. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.